So will it be a bull or a bear on Monday morning? Spin that coin. Oh, gonna let it fly on the floor there, and where she lands. Coin's been throwing up a lot of bears lately. Wrong on Friday. Good morning. Hey, what's up? This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals and ConciergeBullion.com in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea. Take a look at this weather, 72 degrees. Folks, it's back. South Florida, folks, we're happy. I'm happy. You got to be happy if you live in South Florida. Our consistent 88 degree days are kind of over with, I think. Not completely, we'll still get them, but looks like the cool weather's coming back, and we'll be here. Well, it's here now, 72 degrees. Just love it. Very quiet out there. As I said, we are a tourist town here in Lauderdale by the Sea. This is the Windjammer Resort Cam, which is small businesses. And again, this beach is lined with nothing but small businesses around here, and small hotels and boutique type of hotels. And typically, we are loaded to the gills with Canadians and Europeans, but not this year, folks. The dollar, being as strong as it is, has just completely kept them at home this year. They're not down here spending money. Again, it costs them way more to come here. Cheaper for us to go there than them to come here, but this war with the central bankers, and particularly with the war dollar against the euro, and that's basically what we're looking at as a war out there, folks, between the dollar and the other fiat turds. A war to see who is the last horse to the glue factory. That's what this war is about. But meanwhile, who do the wars hurt mostly? All wars, whether they're shooting wars, whether they're economic wars. Who do they hurt the most? They always hurt the small guy. Always, folks. It always works that way. And for some reason, people still manage to take sides against people that are hurting them. Oh, well, that guy's not, this guy's better. They all suck, man. When it comes to central bankers and centralized governments, they suck, folks. That was something that we should have learned. Our founding fathers were trying to teach us with the Constitution, is beware of centralized, all-powerful governments and financial institutions. For many years, this country had the gold standard, the silver standard. We understood what fiat dollars did. Read something. Do yourself a favor, write this down if you can. Shin plasters. Or pause the video and go to something called shin plasters. SHINPLASTERs. You know what? Since Saturday and it's quiet, I'm going to type in shin plasters here just to go along with, I might as well show you, shin plasters. And there's a lot of good lesson to be learned from this. Piece of paper money of small denomination issued by the government, especially one issued by U.S. governments from 1862 to 1878, and a piece of paper money issued privately and devalued by inadequate security or inflation. There was, and the name shin plaster basically came from, it's not the the war of the Civil War, but really from the Continental, the war of against England, more or less. Or God, I forgot the name of the war. Oh, sucks getting old. All right, well, anyway, you know what I'm talking about. 1870 or 1776, man. The Continental Army was being paid with what they called shin plasters. It was fiat currency. And I believe George Washington and some of our founding fathers kept, they couldn't continue the war and fund the war, and they didn't have the gold to back the currency, so they kept giving these Continental soldiers what they called Continental dollars, which weren't worth the paper they were printed on at some point, and they were called shin plasters because supposedly the soldiers rather than spend these things and use them for money, they stuffed them in their boots to keep their feet warm. All right, now that's the story that I heard, but basically that's what we got here. We got a world full of shin plasters out there. Let me just take a look at this beautiful day. Again, 72 degrees. It's lovely out there. I might go out and just paddle around a little bit. I don't see any waves out there, but I might go out there and just paddle around just to get in the water. Nice day. Let's take a look at Brian's quote. All right, I made this one up, and no, there's no such thing as an original thought or original words or anything. Everything that we've said that we think is original has probably been said once before us at the very least. But here's my thing. Small businesses are the only thing keeping free market capitalism alive, and I surely believe that. And don't call me Shirley. I believe that with all my heart that your big corporations out there are no longer free market business, free market capitalist business. You know why? Because you got these large corporations, you've got these large industries that go into government, and they pay government to make things in their favor, to build the business in their favor, which is really what I call corporate cronyism. And they may call it free market capitalism, but it's anything but. Free market capitalism is not when an insurance company requires that, or when a government requires you to have insurance, okay, and pay these individuals that make money off your insurance and make a fortune off you. When government requires you to buy that, that is not free market capitalism. That is corporate cronyism mixed with some form of socialism and some other bullshit. But anyway, I believe that small businesses are the only thing keeping the free market alive. What is small businesses? It's your local convenience store. Apu, you know, the Indian guy like in The Simpsons. It's your local mechanic. It's your local fishing tackle store. You know, it's your local coin store. You know, it's the small businesses is what makes America great, not large crony corporations that a lot of them have become and are. It's the small businesses that make this country great. It's the small decentralized businesses, just like. Well, anyways, I could go off on that for a little while, but here, my coffee, my morning show. Cheers to all you working class folks and all you small businesses out there. Cheers for you keeping up the good battle, not letting these crooked bastards in Washington, D.C., globally, if you're listening globally, not letting these crooked bastards in Washington, D.C. and the crooked central bankers steal your money. Well, they're stealing your money. We'll get into that in a minute, but not much you can do to prevent them from stealing your money in a fiat world like we're living, except by gold, silver, and platinum, which is really for 5,000 years has been the best form of wealth preservation ever. Anyone want to doubt that? Anyone want to debate me on that? I'm fine with that. I'll do a YouTube debate on assets, the longest or the oldest assets with the best store of value. Gold, period. Someone can say land, but no. Land, gold and silver, as long as you hide it well and you keep it secure, you can go anywhere with it. You can take it, you can trade it, you can buy stuff with it. And some people are going to say land, land. But land is an old asset, absolutely. But the problem with land is they can steal it from you. They can take it away from you. They can tax you out of existence with it. Your insurance on your home, they can insure you, you know it as well as I do, all right? So really, even you guys that would say land is the oldest, best asset out there, no, not true. Gold and silver has been the best asset out there because it can't be stolen from you in the same way land can. Again, where am I going with this? Well, kudos to all you small businesses out there. One more cheers here with my cup of coffee. Can you do a cheers with a cup of coffee? I don't know. I'm going to do it. Here you go. Cheers to everyone. Let's get into markets here real quick. First, this video brought to you, this is satire, by the way. Satire, this is satire. This video brought to you by the crooks at the CME Group, the world's largest leading bullshit paper marketplace in the world. And as you know, folks, I have no love for the CME Group, but no less, I'm just making fun of it. This is just, yeah, I'm making fun. So, let me move along here. Comedy, anyways, let's get over here to spot prices and see what the crooks at the CME Group have allowed to happen. To the upside, yay! Yeah, it's all bullshit. Even when we're looking at the prices to the upside, folks, don't forget it's crooked. Downside, it's crooked to the upside until they get these large commercial short positions out of the silver market, which has been really battered by these crooks for many years or for decades. And of recent, really, we're seeing them kind of dumping into the gold market. Of course, I have a couple of reasons why I think they're going in the gold market. One of them is because of China and Russia getting large amounts of gold, gold backing up the reserves with it to de-dollarize. All right, I believe there is a war on gold right now, and if there is indeed a war on gold, maybe the CME Group and the agencies that are the useless fucking agencies like, I said it on Saturday morning, CFTC Group. Well, maybe with this new board they might do something. By the way, I'm going to give you the addresses for the new board as well, so you can write them. I don't know. the price discovery is set in the CME Group, and this is where all the crooked stuff happens. But no less, markets were up 16.19 to 16, almost 16.60, almost a $30 difference there from the low to the high. Take a look at the low to high on silver, almost a buck, 1831 to 1934, and platinum not so much. Platinum just kind of staying steady in this $900 range for quite some time. So. Wow, boy, I can really fall. I don't just jump into rabbit holes. I seem to just fall into them sometimes and get a little bit sidetracked. But again, what does this all got to do with the price of gold? It's wealth preservation, folks. And one of the things that disturbs me to see out there is the people that are expecting double ups and triple ups. I mean, it's going to happen. You're going to see a double up and a triple up. We're going to have that day. What I call them is the oh shit moments, or oh shit mornings. Oh shit. You wake up in the morning, you look at the spot price, and it's happened to me many times. Oh shit! Look what the hell happened. We look at the, explosive to the upside there. That's going to happen, and we are going to have a double up and a triple up at some point here. This is not if, it's when. All right. And again, I think the only thing really delaying it right now is that the market's broken. Silver market's broken. The COMEX silver is broken. It's broken. It's just fucking broken, period. All right? Supply is far outstripping, demand is far outstripping supply in the physical markets, which are really is the dog. The tail should be the paper markets, but meanwhile the tail is wagging the dog. All right? The tail's dictating the price of silver, not supply and demand, the dog. And that tells you that market is just broken. Why is it broken? Because this organization is allowing big commercial short positions. We talk about it all the time. Big whales to come into their casino and stomp on everyone else. Not for speculation. Not speculation. It's not even speculation. It's certainly not hedging. All right. Boy, I don't want to, again, I always talk about getting sidetracked, and I do pretty easily. Something I have noticed here, folks, is the reason, look, the dollar index, all right? Here's something else I've been noticing. Again, for the last month or 2 months, equities are up, gold is up. Equities are down, gold is down. Can anyone out there tell me, what the relationship is? Why is gold following the equities markets? Why? I mean, does anybody understand why for the last couple months? And that's a sincere question. Why do you think gold markets have been following the equities markets? I mean, it doesn't even make sense. In times of uncertainty, when the equities markets are falling and going down, gold and silver, and gold particularly, has always been a great place to be. Why is gold following the equities markets, Dow Jones, S&P, and the NASDAQ markets? And here, let me just show you real quick. Again, in the green. I've been watching it, and it's just a pattern. When you watch gold and silver prices every day, you start to recognize patterns. All right, and I do it every day. It's what I do for a living, and I'm watching them sometimes not minute to minute, but I'm looking at the screen multiple times per hour. All right, and then this happens over the period of days. And one of the things that I'm really good at, I'm not good at spotting little things. I'm good at spotting big things, the macro pictures, the big pictures. I'm very good. One of my blessings in life is being able to step outside and look at the big picture, see how things are moving and where they're moving. It's benefited me in many ways. But what I've noticed with the last couple months, again, when the Dow Jones, S&P, and NASDAQ have been in the green, so is gold. When they've been in the red, so is gold. What's up with that correlation? It just doesn't make any sense to me. The only thing that makes sense to me when I'm looking at that is that, it's the narrative, the dollar narrative. The narrative has always been in the past by dumbasses, and maybe at one time this was true, okay, but it hasn't been for decades, actually, unless you believe the CPI numbers are real, okay? But the narrative is that when interest rates go up, that it pays to hold treasuries, bonds, and other things, other investments that are based on higher interest rates, because higher interest rates, it should indicate that if the interest rate that you're getting paid is higher than what the cost of living is, then it's what they call a positive yield, a positive rate. All right, and that is the narrative that they've been using with the dollar. Where's the dollar strength? Again, DAX 111. So the dollar strength, where was it yesterday? Peaked out at about 113, almost 114 yesterday. And I'm going to show you the correlation with the stocks and the correlation on the chart with. So if people saying, well, Brian, you're just imagining that gold's been following the equities markets. No, it has been, all right? And the narrative, again, for most people as well, you know, if the dollar's stronger, you know, we want to have our money in treasuries or something else. We don't want it in gold because gold doesn't pay any dividends. Gold doesn't pay anything. You know, if we got someone that's going to pay us extra money, we can always wait till that gravy train ends and then jump back into gold. But the problem with that logic and that bullshit narrative is that, you know, I believe that they're trying to show, let's take a look here, and let me see if I'm reading this chart correctly here. Where is the gold versus real yields? All right, let's take a look at that chart. I think gold versus real yields, and gold obviously being the yellow line right there, and there is, oh, again, folks, if I'm reading this chart correctly, doesn't it show real 10-year treasury yields are a positive rate at 1.6%? Do you believe that? Do you really believe that gold, I mean, that treasuries are paying a positive yield? And again, that's what the chart shows here. And the chart is based on the official numbers. But take a look down here. The official numbers are based on, give me one second, inflation, the real interest is based on the nominal rate. Okay, you can read this yourself, but where is it? The charts here that show treasuries paying a positive yield, which is bullshit again. And again, if you were getting a real positive yield, maybe you wouldn't want to own gold. You'd get out of gold, get that positive yield, and then buy back even more gold later, and it's providing gold's not moving up. But this number of 1.6% on the 10-year treasury, 1.57, whatever it is, it insinuates that you're getting ahead in the game, that you're actually, you know, while you may be losing because of inflation a certain percent of money, that you're going to make 1.6% above what you're losing. It's bullshit. Again, it's bullshit because it's based on incorrect, not falsified, but incorrect, underreported bullshit CPI, PPI inflation numbers. All right, so this number is definitely, and a lot of people that understand this, and I don't think most financial people are that stupid. They got to understand that the CPI rates aren't real and that treasuries aren't really paying a positive real rate, despite what the charts are trying to tell you here, and talking heads that don't pay attention are trying to tell you. But that would be the only reason you would get out of gold, if you were indeed being paid real positive yield. And it's not happening, folks. It's just not happening. In fact, if you look around the world and you take a look and see what's happening around you, it's collapsing. It's falling apart. In fact, there's so many black swans popping up everywhere. Gold and silver should be right through the roof. And again, why aren't they through the roof? Because the place, listen, folks, everything's rigged around us. The whole world's lying to. I mean, our leaders, our economic leaders, our politicians, they've been lying to us for years, but it's worse and worse and worse. More in our face. And so it's not just the silver markets that are rigged, because I don't want to discourage people. If you had to own anything out there, in every rigged market out there, what would you rather own crypto if you knew the crypto market prices were rigged? Would you rather own some kind of derivative or paper stock if you knew that market was rigged? No. But with gold and silver, you have the opportunity to buy the real deal. Again, it's been around for 5,000 years. It's outlived these countries, corporations, all these greedy bastards. You know what? I want to not repeat myself here, because I have a tendency to do that somewhat. Let's go over the prices again. Well, anyways, let's take a look at, that's been my observation, and let's take a look at the charts and see. All right, Dow Jones. I'm going to just use the Dow Jones as an example. We'll do the one-day chart. And does this make sense to you? Take a look at when the market started going up here. The Dow Jones market started going up, and take a look at the correlation here with the price of gold. Look, about the same time with silver as well, and that doesn't even make any sense. What does gold and silver have to do with the equities markets? Again, I think it's just algorithms. I think it's the big commercials trading on that narrative that there's real rates being paid. I believe they're painting the tape. I believe they're doing all kinds of crooked stuff here. Again, the CME group, which runs the COMEX markets and the NYMEX markets, the overnight gold and silver markets, it's broken, folks. It's broken. It's crooked. It's been crooked so long, it just finally broke. And again, what's this do? Just imagine if all the gas stations across the country, if every one of them, the government went in and just artificially made gas $1 a gallon. Wouldn't that make you happy? or filet mignon, or whatever it is you want to buy really cheap. You're not going to complain about it, because again, This broken marketplace at the CME Group and gold and silver markets provides you a great opportunity to buy these commodities for dirt cheap. These 5,000-year trusted commodities for dirt cheap. All right. Well, anyways, the correlation here. Please, if anyone's got some thoughts on this as well, why for the last couple months or more, my time frame, you know, I'm not good at picking time frames. It could have even been longer. Why has gold and silver, especially silver and gold, well, platinum have been a little on its own, but silver and gold especially, why have they been kind of following almost exactly the equities markets? Look, take a look. And again, you could go back and look at this for the last few months and you'll see the same thing. All right. Whew. That's a question. Anybody got comments? Anybody got thoughts? Put it in the comments section. Any of you folks in the industries that understand this better than I do, I'd especially like to hear from you as well. All right, where are we going from here? GATA.org, not giving them much love in a while on their articles and stuff. If you don't have them bookmarked on your favorites on your computer, definitely do it, because these are the people like Ted Butler, who is the master in explaining how the gold and silver markets are manipulated, and he's been doing it for decades. GATA.org is the same thing with gold. They tell you exactly how the gold markets are being manipulated. Ted's doing it recently too, but his specialty really has always been the silver markets. Whereas GATA.org has been, their specialty is in telling you how the gold markets are rigged. Again, should be on your bookmark bar for sure, because it's free. You don't have to pay anything for it, and they've got some really good articles here. Speaking of free marketplaces, take a look at that. Alasdair McLeod talking about free marketplaces. So good article too. I like reading his stuff, and a lot of good articles on GATA.org. So I'm going to just kind of gloss over a few of them here, or glaze over them, gloss over. Swiss gold exports to China and India rises as prices fall. What's interesting about this is this article right here, folks. Not many people know this, but what is Massachusetts' largest export? And this article was written in 2015. Massachusetts' largest export is gold, for a couple reasons. You've got a large gold corporation up there, I forget their name, one of the largest domestic supplier of wholesale and retail distributors in the country is Massachusetts. I forget, started out as a small company, and it's a big, huge company, but they're you never hear their name. If any of you remember what their name is, I forgot, but they are probably one of the largest in the country when it comes to exporting gold and silver domestically and probably internationally. And then you've got, in the state of Massachusetts, you've got Metalore, the world's largest refinery, I believe. By the way, I'm a customer of Metalore. They do all my melting and assay work for our scrap gold and silver that we do with dealers. Massachusetts' largest state export is gold. Massachusetts in 2015, you remember how quiet the market was in 2015, folks. It was dead. Did $2 billion a year in exports then, all right? So why am I popping to that? Is because Swiss gold exports to China and India rise as prices fall, and that's exactly where most of the gold in Massachusetts is being exported to. Most gold in the United States and the refiners of Metalore refiners is being shipped to Hong Kong and being shipped to China right now. China's buying most of the gold out there, folks. So it's kind of interesting to see that the Massachusetts' largest export is gold, and where is that gold going to? China. And it makes sense. Again, they're de-dollarizing. They're de-dollarizing. So, and they're also getting the opportunity to buy gold at stupid low prices, stupid cheap manipulated prices because of the COMEX group and the LBMA. So China's been taking advantage of this by exporting 2015. Fucking $2 billion. I mean, it's even more than that now, folks. I mean, they've just been sucking this country dry of gold. So that's where the gold's going to. And what else we got in here? Some good articles. Russian central banks see no need to raise gold holdings because they've probably been doing it for quite some time. They have enough gold on their own. I think Russia mines a lot of gold on their own as well as platinum and other metals. So they don't need imports as much as a lot of other countries like India and China does. And where else are we going here? But it's funny. Where is all this cheap gold going to? You would think it should go into the pockets of Americans and into our central bank to make our dollar stronger, or into the Treasury to make our dollar stronger. But no, it's not going there. It's moving to the east. It's moving to China, India. It's moving to Russia. And again, why? De-dollarization, folks. And isn't it funny? they're de-dollarizing. All those dollars are going to flood back to the United States and screw us all. And they're going to buy all the gold. So they're going to own all the gold. Who's running this fucking country? Who's running these fucking central banks? These people are morons, unless they are really just trying to take us all out. And again, folks, who suffers the most? It's the working class and the small businesses that suffer the most from these morons, all right? Anyways, I could jump down that rabbit hole and forgot what I'm talking about, but what I'm trying to tell you is read gata.org. A lot of good stuff out there, and you'll learn a lot. And you learn today, Massachusetts. When I heard when someone asked me who's the largest exporter in the U.S. for, or no, not in the U.S., but what's Massachusetts' largest export? And I said, I don't know, you know, computer chips? No, gold. That surprised the hell out of me. And where is that gold going? It's going to China. All right, what do I do best out there besides blab? And give my opinions and stuff like that, and blast the CME group, of course in a satirical, fun way, for their, never mind. All right, what do I do best out there is I'm a physical precious metal dealer since 1977. I've been doing this. Started working with my father part-time in 1977. Went through the 80s markets, went through the last few markets. I know gold and silver products very well. I know a lot of the leading people in the industry. And I'm kind of well known myself in my small way, mostly in the coin industry, but also in the precious metal industry as well. So that's my experience. I've been in this location since 1995 with commercial rare coins and precious metals, and I just recently started conciergebullion.com to deal with people looking for larger quantities. But again, what I do best, I can tell you what the best deals out there. I've been giving SD Bullion some love for a little while. I'm going to give JM Bullion a little bit of love too as well. I advertise at Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals and conciergebullion.com to beat APMEX, JM, and SD Bullion. SD seems to have the good prices of late, but I wanted to take a look at JM, and JM's 1 ounce rounds are actually about the same as SD. And again, I've been giving SD a lot of love. When I say love, people say, Brian, why are you showing their website on your on your videos? You're trying to do business for yourself. You don't want to tell people about JM, SD, and APMEX. And I said, sure I do. You know why? Because I want to be competitive. And if you're going to be competitive, who you got to be competitive against, all right? Especially as a small business person. If you're a small business person, you need to beat the big boys, all right? And that's what I do. I'll beat the prices of JM, APMEX, and SD Bullion on all their reasonably priced bullion products, all right? All right, there's my spiel. There's my advertising. What's the best deals out there, folks? They are not 1 ounce rounds if you're buying them from APMEX, JM, and SD Bullion, but guess what? I can blow the pants off of JM Bullion, APMEX, and SD Bullion on 1 ounce rounds right now while I have them in stock. Any quantity at spot plus 514. I was just looking. They're getting $5.50 to $6.50 over spot JM, SD, and I didn't look at APMEX. They're usually about the same or higher. They're getting like $5.50, $6.50. I got them for $4.15 while supplies last. Spot plus $4.15, and that's for my South Florida folks that can come to Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals, which is our brick and mortar store. We don't do any shipping. I'm not set up like this to do add to cart, credit cards, and stuff like that, folks. So if you don't live in South Florida, and you're unfortunately, I can't really ship anything to you. I'll figure out how to do it one day, but building a website like this, I can't tell you how many hundreds of thousands of dollars it costs JM and SD and APMEX to build these sites, not much less upkeep them, okay? I'm just not prepared to do that. A lot of people have called me and said, Brian, can you ship me a couple ounces? And really, honestly, I wish I could. Honestly, I wish I could ship all you folks. Logistically, I'm just not set up to do it like they are. So again, if you're in South Florida, I've got I got rounds for spot plus $4.15. That's about the same or similar to the price of what I'd sold 100 ounce and kilos, which are the best deals out there as well. But anyway, I got a superb special on 1 ounce rounds. Folks, definitely stay away from Silver Eagles. In fact, again, you folks that are stubbornly holding on to Silver Eagles in quantities of 100 or more, you should trade those Silver Eagles in. Whether it's me, I can give you a great trade on them, or whether it's your local dealer or something like that, and trade them for. I can trade them for 1 ounce bars at spot plus $4.15, and buy your. I can buy your Silver Eagles at like spot plus 8 or 9, depending on how many you have. I can sell you silver at plus 4. So basically, no money out of your pocket. You're going to make $4 an ounce. 100 ounces, you're going to make $400. Okay. What is $400 buying silver? There you go. buys 15, 16 ounces at least or more, right? More than a half a kilo. Well, anyway, best deals out there are 100-ounce bars, kilo bars, and especially 1-ounce bars because I got them. As far as gold, man, I'm surprised, man. Gold, here, let's go over to gold here and take a look at bars. It looks like gold bars are getting a little bit tougher to find. Where are gold bars, man? I'm looking right past them, I'm sure. Somewhere in here is gold bar. There we go, gold bars, 1-ounce gold bars. I'm kind of curious to see what JM's got out there. And let's do a little math. Valcombis. I've got Valcombis coming in. We had a little delay on delivery, right, but with Valcombis, and I should have a bunch of them coming in about 2 weeks. We're taking orders on those right now, and let's see what they're getting for them right quick in small quantities. What are they saying? Showing for the price of gold? They're getting $100 over. I can pre-sell them right now. Again, I've got them coming in here at spot plus like $75 or something like that for Valcombis, so I can beat them by $25 an ounce on their small quantity price, and on their large quantity I can certainly beat that for sure. And like I said, folks, I advertise to be APMEX, SD, and JM Bullion on their reasonably priced bullion products, all of them. And really, that's about it. Let me get into where is it? Yesterday's video. I'm sorry, Thursday's video, which is, are they just painting the tape? It's something that Ted Butler, I wasn't really familiar with the term painting the tape, and I kind of brought it up the other day and showed you the definition as well. And more or less, it's what happens when you get a couple, the big commercial banks that manipulate the price of gold and silver, when they start doing like trading amongst themselves to give the appearance of activity, give the appearance, you know, for example, perhaps that's exactly what we're looking at on this chart right here with gold. Maybe that could be the banks painting the tapes to draw in, you know, more money that they can steal. You know, trading amongst themselves, driving the price up, getting people in to go short or whatever it may be. Anyways, good video. I thought that kind of explained a little bit about what painting the tape was and some other things. And where am I? I'm lost now. I'm lost. Let me answer a few questions here, if there's some. I'd like to thank everybody for watching. And by the way, hit that like and subscribe button if you would. Premiums to the moon. That ain't too far from the truth, Brian. But and premiums just sucked in silver for a long time. But I think the reason we're seeing the premiums way different is because, again, the price discovery mechanism at the COMEX is completely broken. And nobody's willing to sell at those prices. Prices will stay low until the big banks do their thing. Demand from silver from banks, pensions, wealthy will be back. Yep, can't argue with that. I'm not worried about the spot going down. Premiums are high. Yes, they are. I can't argue. Again, drain the COMEX. Well, you know, I'm not quite sure, Strongman, draining the COMEX, you know, how that works. But I think they're probably drained already. All right, well, that's it. I'm going to go enjoy my Saturday. My Sprinter van came in. I ordered it last October. Finally came in. So I'm going to go out and play around with the buttons on it and take a drive. Pretty cool little vehicle, too, as well. It's my get-out-of-town vehicle. If ever hurricane hits Florida, I figure I can load up all my gold and silver and get out of town. Just kidding. Anyways. Hey, I'd like to thank everybody out there at Reddit Wall Street Silver, all the silver apes out there for all you do. Keep stacking, guys. In fact, what a great bunch of people the silver apes at Reddit are. I mean, the enthusiasts, you know, they may disagree with each other politically or whatever in certain ways, live different lifestyles, but they all have that same love for gold, silver, and they also all have that same understanding why these markets are screwed up and who did it. CMA Group. Well, anyways, thanks, guys. Appreciate, and also like to thank the moderators of Wall Street Silver on Reddit for allowing me to post my videos up there. And you can catch me on this channel as well now. I've been putting my videos up there just in case I say something wrong on one particular venue. You can find me on this particular venue. So I'm kind of preparing for that because, you know, I got a big mouth. Folks, I got a couple quotes here that I'd like to say, and this is the most important one. You know, there's just too much war going on out there. You know, when I watch this thing in Ukraine, and you know, I understand that we caused it. I mean, we created the color revolution, a regime change in 2014. My country did this, all right? It don't mean I'm happy with it. I don't mean agree with it, but I understand this. My country caused this whole thing. And there's boys, you know, brothers and sons and boys and best friends you know, and brothers, you know, dying on both sides of this issue, Russian and Ukrainian. And again, like I talked about, who benefits? It ain't the working class, folks. It ain't us small guys. We're paying for it, and we die for them. You know, and what are we dying for and paying for? A bunch of crooked motherfuckers in centralized governments and centralized banking systems. Those are your enemies. The centralized banks and the centralized governments. Those are your freaking enemies, folks. Don't you forget it. And they're the ones creating all this death and destruction and destruction of wealth as well. And like I said, what's the best way to prevent the destruction of your wealth? Gold, silver, and platinum, folks. I have no doubt about that in my mind. Well, that's it. This is Brian Kuzmar, and pretty soon, another 2 months, I won't be using this quote anymore. I've probably burned it into everybody's mind that's been watching me for the last year. But this was my quote for the year. Think for yourself and question authority. It's by Timothy Leary. And if you don't know who he is, interesting character for sure. But there's a lot of wisdom in this statement, and you know what it is. Hey, that's it. This is Brian Kuzmar. We're conciergebullion.com and Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals, which is right here. That's our website. Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals is a brick and mortar in South Florida. We're open 10 to 4 Mondays through Fridays. I've been in this location since 1995. Been doing this since 77. And as you know, again, like I said, I advertise to beat Atmex, SD, and J and Bullion on their prices as well. We also buy rare coins and other things, so it's one of the. I'm an expert in rare coins as well. So whether you're buying $1 worth of silver or gold or $1 million worth of silver or gold, come and see us. Our prices are really, really good and good customer service. But remember, we don't do any shipping. We are not an online business. For folks that live outside the continental U.S., can't visit my brick and mortar store, and people that are looking to buy larger quantities, this is not a standard website, again, like Atmex SD. I've got my contact information here. This is for anyone in the continental U.S. that wants to buy over 1,500 ounces of silver and more than 100 ounces of gold, okay? We can make that happen with bank wires. Again, not a website. We can make that happen with bank wires and secure shipping. Again, I advertise to beat Atmex, SD, and J and Bullion. And if you're looking to buy large quantities, and if you're a whale out there listening, I can do this stuff for you and get you the best deal out there and take good care of you. And no matter what you're buying, you know, if you're buying $1 worth of silver, we do the same thing, man. We treat our smaller customers the same way we treat our larger customers. You're all good people, and we all put our pants on the same way. Anyway, that's it, folks. Gonna call it quits. Hope you have a beautiful, wonderful evening. I am going to maybe take a stroll down there. Just take a look at that. Still nice and cool. Too cold for me to get in the water. No, just kidding. Yeah, I know. I've been wussified here in South Florida. All right. Hey, have a great day. Talk to you Monday. The coin's at a bear. Let's see what happens on Monday. I don't know. I think it might be. All right. Bye now.